Hello, welcome to this week's edition of the Art TV. My name is Ida Andersen Lang, and today we are going to talk a little bit about the issue of feeling like an inner pressure to perform in your drawings and in your art practice. That like feeling that everything you make has to be like gold standard and ready to be shown off to the world. I think that it's very, very important to remember that art practice is, practicing being an artist is something much more than that. It's something much deeper than that. In my mind, being a creative, being a person who feels that you're an artist, actually, like having the urge to express yourself through art, in this context, drawing and painting mainly, it's really important to understand that in order to make art, you have to respect, to go into your own space, where there is no judgment, where there are no spectators at all, and where you can do whatever you want. That there is kind of a spectrum where you can practice your art in different manners. I like to think of my artistical practice in terms of a spectrum. I have many sides of myself in terms of the actual expression of art, the actual time where I sit and draw and paint. Sometimes I'm very much in performance mode. I know I have to concentrate and perform and don't make any mistakes, and that's mainly when I work on larger pieces. I don't know, they could be like tiny, small, or they could be very big. What I mean is just pieces that I know that they're going to be sent off into the public space. They will be seen by strangers who are going to judge them and all that. And when I work on these pieces, of course, I'm more in performance mode, and I know that there's not so much room for, I don't like the word errors, but still errors can be a good thing, like mistakes, like happy creative mistakes. And that's like kind of one end of the spectrum, and on the other end of the spectrum, that's just me drawing or painting whatever I like. It's much more like being in a state of being, actually. Like if you want to take a walk, just to feel yourself, like just sitting the one foot in front of the other, feeling the wind in your hair, feeling the sun on your nose, and just coming home. And then you can say, that was a nice walk. You should have that experience in your art making also, at least some of the time. So I really want to remind you to sit down regularly and do what I like to call sketching, no matter if it's in painting or drawing or with color or just graphite or charcoal or whatever. Just sketching. I like the word sketching because sketching remembers, it makes me remember that I need to have like a growth layer in my art practice where I'm just like experimenting, letting my mind loose, trying off different things, and just experience the being of making art. That's so important. And actually sometimes when you intentionally create from that space, things work out really, really well. But you have to be innocent. You have to start that up with an innocent mind. You don't go to it and say, okay, I'm going to be very casual, but still I want a good result. That's kind of in the middle of the spectrum, right? But sometimes you really have to let it go and just sit down and let the pencil run loose and see how things go, or the brush or whatever. And that kind of makes a nurturing growth layer and takes off the pressure also. The sketching practice mode is really, really important because so many good things comes from it, and it gives you more joy in the art making. So remember that to be thriving in your space as an artist, try to think of having different things going, like performance mode, kind of in the middle, and also time where you just let it go. You know that you're not going to perform, you just draw or paint for the sake of doing it. Maybe you show these things to people who understands, and they will find it really cool. But you know when you make them that they are not going to be judged by people outside of your like creative space or your creative community. So that was just my thought for today. It's something that is being brought up really often in my life as an art teacher, that we have this like perfection pressure inside of us, but we really don't have to answer to that all the time. So I'm just giving you permission to just sit down, do something fun, just be in the state of drawing or painting and let go and see what happens. I'll see you in the next week. This was this edition of the Art TV. Have a very happy creation. Bye bye.